Welcome back to the stage of gaming. I'm Farkon with Kingdom Rise, and I'm going to be showcasing all the equipment and all the spells with my own little tips. Starting with equipment, we have throwing axes that act as grenades, sticky grenades that only stick to your enemies and explode shortly after. It's very nice for throwing that initial damage and just getting a quick shot in while concentrating the swords play. However, someone with phase shift can avoid the extra damage from the explosion if they shift out of the way. Next up on the equipment list is the bow. The bow takes time to take out and to draw the bowstring to attack. Now, the bow's trajectory is always the same. It always has perfect accuracy, although the trajectory is kind of odd, and it will take time to get used to. The only actions you are allowed to do is to roll and jump. You cannot sprint with the bow out. It'll also take time to sheath and draw out your sword. The bow is very vulnerable to melee, especially if they come up from behind. There's nothing you can do except roll away and try to draw out your sword. Next up on the equipment list is the bear trap. Anyone who steps on that will be immobilized for a short duration and take damage. With the bear trap, you can set in a narrow corridor to block off passage, or just to put it in your enemy's line of path, waiting for your spells to recharge and create some distance. One thing to know, however, is that if you set a trap and die, the trap will not distinguish you as friendly anymore, and that means your own trap can affect you. This includes the mine as well. Last on the equipment list is the mine. The mine is much like the bear trap, but it explodes, affecting even you. The mine is quite powerful. It makes it easy to kill someone with one charge attack. You can also place the mine high over an edge and it will drop down below. This also includes the bear trap. Now, onto the spells. The first spell is Teleport. Teleport can leap you over ledges very easily. You can also use Teleport to high ledges, catching enemies off guard. Teleport is also very useful for getting out of a tight spot and to prevent from being flanked by two enemies. An advanced tactic with the teleport is to teleport up high and charge a sword attack, decimating anyone below. Next on the magic list is Fireball. Fireball is a projectile you can charge indefinitely and on impact AoE splash damage. The projectile is very slow, so using it at long range makes it easy to dodge. You can hurt yourself with Fireball, so be careful with close encounters. Make sure to aim it on the ground, especially between two enemies, thus maximizing the potential splash damage you can do with Fireball.
And stay down.
Next up on the list is Fire Circle. Fire Circle is a charged up fire attack centered on you that does AoE damage. It does a moderate amount of damage to anyone around you, which is usually enough to scare them away. However, you are vulnerable when using it, and you can be interrupted, thus resulting in your death. Fire Circle is very useful on casting unsuspecting foes that do not have enough time to back up. Next up on the list is Freeze. Freeze will stun and immobilize someone, rendering them unable to attack when the projectile hits. Freeze is very devastating. It renders the enemy unable to do anything, even defend themselves. However, Freeze cannot stop an attack that's already about to hit you, or lag. Freeze also does a little bit of damage, which can be enough to kill someone who is weakened already. Magic Immunity is next on the list. This protects you from all magical damage for about 10 seconds. Magic Immunity will also protect you from the stun effect from Freeze. Magic Immunity will also protect you from your own splash effects from your own spells. However, it will not protect you from any damage from any equipment, even if it's yours. Next up on the list is Heal. Heal is an area of an effect that affects you and allies, which restores health over time. The Heal spell is very potent. It can bring you from the brink of death and restore your health completely, granted enough time. Not only that, you can cast it before battle and regenerate any damage you take while battling, effectively increasing your maximum health. Next on the list is Stealth. Stealth is basically an invisibility spell, but it does not cloak you completely. Your armor parts and hair will be exposed, as well as a sword trail trailing behind you. Stealth is not interrupted by jumping or dodging or sprinting, but it is interrupted by parries and attacks. One thing to note, however, is that invisibility will not be broken by spells. The best use for invisibility is sneaking up from behind or their peripheral vision, and charging a powerful blow on their back. Last but not least is Phase Shift. Phase Shift is a low cooldown invulnerability spell, and the duration of how long you're invulnerable depends on how long you press down the button. Phase Shift protects you from all kinds of damage, including falling damage, fireballs, as well as mines, even your own. It will not save you from falling off the world though. Keep in mind this game is in early access, so all these spells and equipments are subject to change. And of course we'll also be getting new spells such as lightning. Gotta love the lightning, you know? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a better idea on the spells and equipment that you'd like to use. And thank you for watching. Game on.